Okay, the house faces northwest. For the purpose of this report, the house faces north, and so we're over here on the east side of the house. This is most likely, this is the master bathroom window. These are the water heater, pressure relief valve drain line, and the safety pan drain lines, and they are no farther than 6 inches away from the ground, so that's fine. This is a brick home. Okay, it's really a wooden home. This is a brick fascia, and brick is great. I mean, it's like forever. I mean, you might have to repoint it sometime, but it's fireproof. Fireproof. Can you imagine that? And you don't have to service it except for repointing it. Maybe, probably not. Except for repointing it, there's no maintenance. The brick is porous. It's very porous. So we have these openings. These are called weep holes. And most of the time it's just vapor. But if you have an event, I've seen a couple, I hope you don't, but if you have enough water in the walls, water will come out of those. That's what they're designed for. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's the kitchen vent fan. Satellite dishes are not supposed to be mounted on the roof. That's the kitchen skylight. This is the siding here. Okay. We have continuous soffit vents. So when we get into the attic, haven't been there yet. When we get in the attic, I'm going to be looking for continuous soffits. Baffles. Rain gutters should not divert water. Should divert water at least 10 feet away. You don't have that. Should at least have a swale. Right in here. You can kind of see how the ground's getting saturated. Okay. The grading and drainage along the east side could be done a little better. We're going to talk about the electric meter in a little bit. There's not a problem. Grounding rod should be buried better. Gas meter, we're going to talk about that. Rain gutters do not divert water far enough away from the corners. Coming along. Now, they have, you see you're missing your, well no, it's there, it's just rotten. Termites like rotten wood, yeah, but you bet. That's called an expansion control. And they sell a mastic sealer rope that goes in there. The wood is a cheap way to do it. It's expensive and convenient way for the builder to do it. So you really want, and it needs, it allows for expansion, it allows for movement, but it keeps it stable as well, because you have two bodies that are close to each other, like the moon and the earth. And, a little bit of stability right here will keep this from, hopefully, will keep this from moving way too much. Coming along here, we have weep holes over our fenestrations. That's a good thing. You see that right there? See this guy right here? It's called a lintel. And they're supposed to extend 6 inches out to the sides. A little crack. It's called a soldier brick because he's standing up. These are called sailor bricks because they're sailing across the water. There they are. I have a tape measure. You don't just have to trust me on this. You don't have to though. I got a tape measure. It's supposed to extend 6 inches out. 6 inches to you, no? Looks like 3.5, 4 inches. 4 inches to me. So they just don't extend out far enough. Save 6 inches here, 6 inches there, 6 inches there, 6 inches all the way down the street. The builder didn't have to buy one of these. Just saying. I'm not saying that's the way their business model, but it would be a fact. If they cut them all short, they wouldn't need as many. It would be a fact. Coming on along. We have the arch like this and the small porch. This is a portico. Isn't that nice? Well, your rain gutter is supposed to have about an inch, maybe 2 inches at the most, but an inch gap between the rain gutter and the brick. There isn't a gap there. And then, when the house comes down, and you can see the counter flashing, that metal strip comes down here, and all the water's coming down here. You're supposed to have what's known as a kick-out flashing right there. to kick the water over into the rain gutter. It's full of leaves and debris anyway. But that's what you're supposed to have. You're supposed to have a kick-out flash in the rain gutter's too close. Just what it's supposed to be. This is not a wood-destroying insect report, you know, so I'm talking about these control joints. Okay? But if it were a wood-destroying insect report, I'd be talking about this wood mulch. Wood mulch too close to the house. Too close to the house. Now, I like it, yeah. My wife likes it. It's in my house, you bet. I'm a hypocrite. What's wood mulch made out of? Dead wood. Where do you put it? On the ground next to the house. What do termites like? Dead wood on the ground next to the house. So just know that, you know, by design, you wanted it, but that's conducive to wood-destroying insects. And here, these lawn sprinkler heads, they're not supposed to be installed closer to the house. Brick is porous. Remember that part? We already talked about that. Brick is porous. That's water, and that's why we have weep holes. That's why we have weep holes. So, you know, you don't want your lawn sprinkler head right next to your house. You got it. It's there. You know, just saying. Every morning at 7 o'clock, you're going to beat this wall with a lawn sprinkler head. This brick can handle a storm. It can handle wet weather. We got that, you know. Handle a monsoon. Handle a hurricane. Some of them. But we expect them to dry out. You have the lawn sprinkler system beating the house every single day. You know, the building system just wasn't designed for that. It just wasn't. Over here, see these paving stones? This is beyond the scope of what I do, but these paving stones, they're not dimensionally uniform. So, you know, an old man like me could trip on them. If Granny comes to visit you, you might want to help the woman out, hold her elbow, and if she wants to come over here and prowl around your house. My grandmother, man, she looked over every inch of my house when I bought it. So, you know, I wish she was around to look it over one more time. I'd gladly hold her elbow. But the thing is these are not dimensionally uniform. This is what's known as a clue. That's a big old dog lives here. Inside, it smells to high heaven of air fresheners. Maybe they wanted it to be, you know, beautiful. I don't know. Maybe they're covering up dog stink. I don't know that either. I'm just saying maybe. This door threshold, like the pedestrian door threshold in the garage, they're torn and compromised. I'm looking for tools. I got so many cameras and stuff. Come on. Can't do my job. Got too many tools. Okay. I've inspected the others. I haven't inspected this one. I say the others. I haven't inspected this one. I inspected at the front. Okay, this is supposed to be GFCI protected, and if it is GFCI protected, we're going to find out. Then it should have a notice saying that it is GFCI protected. And there's the lights on. Okay, push the button. Lights went out. It is GFCI protected. That's a good thing. But it's supposed to be labeled. And this guy right here, he's a good thing too. That's fresh air, is it? He's installed backwards. Surely that's not. No, that's the fireplace is right there, right? Yeah. The fresh air vent for the fireplace is installed backwards. That flap comes out. It won't let air in. That's supposed to suck air in so the fireplace has air to use instead of taking your air out of your house. This is a very tight house. Double pane windows. I imagine we got some good insulation. Composition shingle roof. It's a pretty tight house. Gaskets, well, than the ones that aren't torn. So the fireplace needs air, just like you do. And we install these so the fireplace can get it, but the flap is installed backwards on that. I'll probably forget that. Let me. Fireplace fresh air vent is installed backwards. Moving on along. Sprinkler head's too close. Wood mulch next to the house. You know what I'm not seeing? I'm just not seeing a lot of cracking. They're little minuscule cracks. Because the mortar's going to do that. But I'm just not seeing cracking. I'm just not seeing cracking. Rose bushes. Pond. It's pretty nice. I wonder if there's any fish in that. Oh, don't be a hillbilly, bud. I'm not. I was just wondering. Coming along. Okay, see these circles right in here? See those circles right there? That tells us that this is a post-tension cable slab foundation. What does that mean? It means that it's a very strong foundation. They make several types. I don't know which one it is. It is a type of post-cable slab foundation. So, see this corner right here? Some people call them corner pops. Those are shrinkage cracks. Call it whatever you want. Those shrinkage cracks, they happen. The cement dries and shrinks. The cement expands and contracts more than the brick. You'll never be able to measure how much that cement shrinks, but it does. Brick's the same way. It's the only part of your house that actually grows. You'll never be able to measure that either. But the brick expands and contracts, and the cement expands and contracts at different rates. As long as this crack is in the span of whoever's hand and goes back this direction, it's not a problem. It might be a brick problem. It might be holding up a brick, but it's not a foundation problem. It's not a problem with the foundation. And this vertical trim board right here, we got a little bit of movement. That needs to be sealed. I already squirted him. I can squirt him again, just in case you don't trust me.